Hey, what's up, Phillip? Quick demo video for you for your Watto's Junkyard Regional Manager that I got done this morning. The only thing about this demo is I will not be able to put a blade in it. This takes a 7/8 inch blade, but it has to be very heavily sanded, heavily to the point that if I sanded the blades that I have now, or I'm sorry, just the one blade that I have now, it wouldn't fit in any other sabers that are a normal 7/8 inch. So I will do this demo without a blade. PCB was tested outside of the saber as they always are, and everything fires up fine. But I can show you the rest of the functionality. Okay, you asked for a light weathering. It's probably not going to show up very well on camera, but hopefully you saw that in the pictures that I sent you. Just went over it with some aluminum black very lightly, and left a little bit here in the crevices, obviously here in the emitter part. But yeah, hopefully you like the way that came out. I do a completely removable chassis for this guy. It is installed at Proffie, and I'll show you that here in a second. But in order to do that, I had to do some modifications to the saber. So one of these, I think it's this greebly right here, it comes with the saber pretty long. So I had to chop that down so it's not in the handle chamber. And then also the screw for your Covertech, I had to chop that down a little bit too so it didn't get in the way. Okay, this is a one button setup. So your one switch is right here. What you want to do to get to the chassis, and you have a crystal chamber pummel here, and I'll show you how that lights up. But first thing you want to do is take this guy right here and back it out so it gets it off the threads, and then you can come over here and you can unscrew this this pummel, and it comes out pretty easy once you do that. Unscrewing this is something I forget to do all the time, and I'm wondering why it doesn't go in or come out. So yeah, you have to loosen that up, but it does hold everything in place once you screw it back in. Once you take this out, that's what your pummel looks like. You'll see your chassis in there. You can just slide it right out into your hand. And then this is what you've got. So you've got a removable battery setup. I did use CC Saber's lit PCB here. You've got a 24mm Smuggler's Outpost speaker. Your Proffie board, obviously. This is just a snap fit down into the shelf, but you can get to your SD card and your micro USB right there without ever moving the board. If that ever becomes something that's loose on you, you can use a little bit of E6000. But I snapped it down pretty good. There's a lot of wires underneath that guy. It's not going anywhere. I've got a total of 3 LEDs or 3 NeoPixel accents on this. You got one here and here, obviously, and those are for the 2 lenses that you'll see in the handle. And then I've got one right here in the back, so that we could light up that that crystal pummel that I showed you. These are all wired separately, and they're separate from the blade. You'll find a copy of the config file that I used on your SD card. I did get all the sound fonts on there that you sent me, but every sound font has 4 blade styles, right? And the order they go in is blade, this guy, and then the last one is this guy right here. And I have them all doing a little something different when the saber's off, but they're on a timer. So if you don't turn on the saber right away, these accents will turn off on you so you don't waste your battery. And then of course you got a single tactile switch right here. So nice and neat in there. Okay. One other modification I have to do to the saber is I take out the nut that holds your switch and I shave it down. I probably shave about half the width off that guy. And then I shave down the red button threads as well, just to have some clearance for this tactile switch. But it's no big deal. It's not something you'll ever see. It's just something that I do. Let's throw a battery in. I have been waiting. And you can see they're all kind of doing something when the saber's off. This one is on. It's actually the red LED Luke cave scene, right? I've got that doing that when it's off, but these will time out here in a second. There is a way to put this in. So you're going to want to line up this channel. There's a channel right here. You're going to want to line that up with your switch. And then about when you get to your switch, you're going to want to take your switch and hold it up because it's not on a spring or anything. And you have to hold it all the way up so it clears that tactile switch. And it's all the way in, just like that. It's that easy. Once you do it once or twice, you'll get a feel for it. So the actual nut that holds the switch on is square. I make the channel to where it's just the width of that square nut. It doesn't have any room to spin around when the chassis is in. I did that on purpose so you could come over here and tighten this up if you needed to. I don't think it's going to do anything on you, but you have that opportunity to do that with the chassis in. All right, so we got that in. We'll come over here and we'll slap our pummel back on, screw it all the way in. You'll feel it when it stops. You can do a little bit snug, but then come over here and tighten this greebly down. When you tighten this down, that makes it to where that pummel doesn't move. Now everything's timed out, right? So if I turn it on here, LEDs in here are firing up like they should. These are the two lenses obviously in your handle. So here and here, they do react to auxiliary or the blaster bolt deflex. I got your crystal chamber kind of pulsing. And we hold it down to turn it off. And so now you can see where they're doing a little something different, you know, when the saber's off. And this will come back on and blink a few times and then go back off. To play your soundtrack, it's a double tap. I gotta get it where I can do it. A double tap on the switch. Another double tap to turn it off, just like that. I am using the SA22 buttons. To change sound fonts, it's a long press on the switch. Well, you got nice smooth swing, reacting very nicely. You can see these react when I hit it. Turn it back off. Go to another one. Now your sound venting is right here. You can see all those perforated holes, right? I'm only using about half of them because of the way my speaker's in it. So you'll want to try not to cover that up. I know it can be kind of difficult. I'm holding it like this. I'm not quite covering them up. It still sounds good to me. I don't know how it's picking up on my mic though. Blade lockup is holding the button and hitting the saber like that. Reacting back here until you let go of it, and then we'll hold it down and turn it off. Next one. So I'll hold it over here. You have a mixture of, I think, 3 K-Sys fonts and 2 of Kyberphonics.
At last we will have our revenge.
I think this one is the one we started on. You had a total of 5 on them, okay? And then, of course, these will time out, like I said. They're all on a timer. We'll just come back over here and we'll loosen this guy up again. Unscrew our pommel. Yeah, really nice shine. It timed out. Well, it didn't time out. Yeah, we got really nice shine through there for as small as the hole is to light that up. That NeoPixel accent is right up against the back of the plastic piece. Take that out. Slide our chassis out. You can either just drop it in your hand, or sometimes I like to put my finger in here and just kind of push it a little bit and pop it out like that. And then come over here from the positive side, which is by your NeoPixel connector, and you can pop it out with your finger. We'll put it back in real quick, and I will tell you how you would normally put a blade in this guy, because there is a little bit of a trick to it. I just want to put this in real quick. Really easy to do. Twist that all the way in. To put a blade in this guy, what you want to do first, we'll tighten this down. Come over here to your emitter piece, unscrew the top piece. This piece would go up over your blade. You put your blade down in here, and then you have a hidden blade retention screw. You can see it right there, but that's covered up, of course, when you screw this back in. So you'd slide this back down over your blade and then screw this in. And you're good to go. That is basically your regional manager. Let me know if you got any questions. If not, I will get this and your other saber out in the mail to you tomorrow. All right.